all across the country,
students like me,
like me,
are walking together to bring suicide
and mental health
out of the darkness.
When you're dealing with suicide and depression, it can feel like you're the only person who's going through it.
The Out of the Darkness Campus Walk shows you that you're not alone.
Everybody has these struggles, and it's okay to talk to people. Talking really helps a lot.
This is not a shameful thing. This is something that we can come together and overcome.
The Out of the Darkness Walk is a hopeful place. It makes you realize that you're not alone and that your feelings are completely valid.
The experience was so positive, and I have a support network here that I couldn't have gotten anywhere else.
If suicide has touched your life in any way, please join us for an Out of the Darkness Campus Walk.
There's a lot of other people out there who are struggling or who have known somebody who struggled, and they're here. They've made it out of the darkness, and they're here to help you find your way too.
Walk with us.
Walk with us.
You belong here.
We're all in this fight together.
Register today at afsp.org/campuswalks.
Hello, and welcome to School Without Walls High School's 2021 Out of the Darkness Campus Walk. I'm Ellen Shannon, Area Director for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention's National Capital Area Chapter. It's an honor to welcome each and every one of you here today and to kick off our online opening ceremony and main walk event. While I wish that we were all able to safely gather physically, as we typically do for our campus walks, I am so glad that we are still together to fight suicide right here, right now, as we get ready to make our marks and leave our footprints all across Washington, D.C. and even beyond. As we prepare to walk, or whatever you may be doing to honor this experience in your own way, it's important that we acknowledge all of our connections that bring us together today. And whether you are here to honor a loved one loss or personal struggle, celebrate a victory, or you're here just to support your family and friends, we are so grateful that you have joined AFSP and School Without Walls to create a culture that is smart about mental health. We have a great online program in store for you, so I hope you will stick with us for the next few minutes as you prepare to walk. We will be highlighting AFSP's life-saving mission and work to save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide. We'll be sharing personal stories of hope, giving shout-outs to our volunteers and walk leadership, and even taking to social media using the hashtags StopSuicide SWWHS and StopSuicide NCAC to show our community how each of us are uniquely honoring today's walk event. And if you haven't already, I want to encourage you to scroll down the walk's website at afsp.org/SWWHS. There's a ton of great information on there to help you share your story safely and to be the voice to stop suicide. We also have activities of hope and healing, as well as some creative ideas to help you raise awareness and support. And of course, we have links to where you can find AFSP's free, evidence-based, life-saving resources, programs, and support for anyone who's looking for it. So thank you again for joining us here and walking with us today. We hope that you have a truly meaningful experience. So without further ado, it is my honor to introduce you to your 2021 School Without Walls High School Out of the Darkness Walk Chair, Abigail Evans.
Hi, my name is Abby Evans, and I'm the Walk Chair of School Without Walls' Out of the Darkness Campus Walk in support of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention's mission to save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States and the second leading cause of death for children and young adults ages 15 to 24. In addition, for every suicide loss, there are also 25 attempts, adding up to more than 1.3 million suicide attempt survivors in the U.S. each year. Sadly, as a result of these stark statistics, the majority of Americans will be affected by suicide at some point in their life, whether they will have lost someone to suicide, know someone who struggles, or have their own lived experience. However, there is hope because we know that suicide is preventable, and we here at Walls can make a difference. We are all now part of AFSP's nationwide community that is working together to create a culture that is smart and open about mental health. By participating in today's campus walk, you are taking the first step to breaking down the stigma that prevents so many people from getting the help that they need. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is the largest private funder of suicide prevention research. It's through walks like these that they raise money for vital research and for providing programs and resources to help those who have lost someone to suicide, those who are personally struggling with suicidal thoughts, and those who simply want to learn how we can all play a role in creating a culture that is smart about mental health. I want to thank everyone who's made today's event possible, and to everyone who has helped raise awareness and get us closer to our $5,000 fundraising goal. Thank you to Walls' administrative team for supporting and promoting this event. Thank you to the Walls community for being supportive of this cause, and thank you to everyone who donated and raised funds. Finally, I would also like to thank Ellen Shannon for her support and guidance throughout the process of this walk.
Hi, Christine Moutier, Chief Medical Officer at AFSP. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for participating in our campus walks. This is how we raise awareness and funds. It's how we come together to shed stigma, to live more authentically and connect with one another. It is so important. Know that you are not alone, and by taking this step, you're helping others to feel supported and connected and not alone. The funds that you raise are used for our signature project 2025, aiming to reduce the national rate of suicide 20% by 2025. And that is what puts on our advocacy efforts and our prevention and loss and healing programs. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful walk, and I wish you well.
Hey everybody, my name is Allie Walker. I am board chair for the National Capital Area Chapter of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I wanted to thank you so much for coming out today to walk with your campus in support of our mission to save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide. I can't tell you how much what you're doing means to me and to many others like me who've been personally impacted by suicide. When I was in high school, a friend of mine was struggling a lot with his mental health. And at the time, I really didn't have the resources or the knowledge to know what to do to help him other than to be his friend. I wanted to thank you because what you're doing raises awareness and helps contribute to what we're doing to teach others how to help people like my friend. And so, know that what you're doing today, getting out there and walking with your campus in solidarity with suicide prevention, is making a really big impact on your community. So I commend you for all your hard work, for fundraising, for doing all of the things that you've been doing on campus to get people to come out and walk with you today, and I hope you have an awesome day.
While we are nearing the end of today's program, I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to recognize and thank School Without Walls High School for hosting today's event, our fundraisers and teams, as well as our dedicated walk leadership and volunteers, without whom the School Without Walls High School Campus Walk and our AFSP National Capital Area Chapter would not be possible. In reading School Without Walls' mission statement, it became clear to me how the important work you are doing in your community directly aligns with AFSP's work to save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide. This excerpt from Walls' mission statement states, "We believe in our hearts that developing global citizens with a clear and purposeful focus on social justice and equity is part of who we are and must be. We also believe in the power of education. We must continue educating ourselves, our children, and each other about our shared history, no matter how uncomfortable and difficult it may be." Access to healthcare, both mental and physical healthcare, is vital to AFSP's mission and no doubt an issue of social equity. Teaching our community that suicide is preventable and that we can all play a role in breaking down stigma and ultimately save lives exemplifies the power of education. And having a real conversation about mental health and suicide can certainly be uncomfortable or even difficult at times. But it is part of our shared history, and we here at AFSP are working every day to provide you the tools to be the voice, because we know that words matter and talk saves lives. So with that in mind, I would like to now recognize some of our passionate volunteers who have gone above and beyond for today's event, dedicating so much of themselves to our shared missions and work. First and foremost, I would like to thank our fearless leader and chair for today's event, Abby Evans. For months now, Abby has been working with me to plan and coordinate this walk and maximize School Without Walls' efforts and impact. And despite the many challenges brought forth by a global pandemic, she has worked tirelessly to raise awareness and support for suicide prevention and to make the first ever Walls Campus Walk a reality. Abby, we couldn't have done this without you and your team. And speaking of the team, we have to recognize these amazing students who selflessly volunteered their time to get the word out there, sign people up, and raise funds so we can meet our $5,000 goal. And I truly believe if we all stick together today and push through to the end, we will absolutely get there. So thank you to Fiona Bishop and Drew Cohen. You have done an absolutely awesome job. We of course want to thank all of the School Without Walls faculty who have supported through their participation, helping to raise awareness in and out of the classroom, donating to the walk, and doing all you do to create a culture that is smart about mental health. In particular, we'd like to thank Assistant Principal Hanley, who has played an important role in supporting Abby, Fiona, and Drew's efforts from day one. Ms. Hanley, we couldn't have done this without you. And finally, I want to thank all of our outstanding walkers and fundraising lifesavers. Each and every one of you have contributed to this event's success. While we can't officially announce the top fundraising walkers and teams just yet, as fundraising for the walk will continue through June 30th, and a lot can certainly change between now and then, but you can check out our leaderboard at any point in real time if you just scroll down to the bottom of the walk website at afsp.org/SWWHS. And last, but certainly not least, our community as a whole and those we serve are precisely why the AFSP National Capital Area Chapter and School Without Walls Out of the Darkness Walk exist. And it is because of you that we are able to do the life-saving work that we do and bring hope to so many, particularly right now when it may be needed the most. Thank you for all your outstanding dedication to raising funds and awareness, and for sticking with us and sticking together to fight suicide. Okay, so it's almost time to get walking and kick off the start of our 2021 School Without Walls High School Out of the Darkness Campus Walk. But first, I want to remind everyone to please share your experiences with our community on social media to show the world how we are still together to fight suicide. As you walk or do another awareness-raising activity, please be sure to take and post lots of pictures and videos on social media. Use the hashtags StopSuicide, SWWHS, and StopSuicide, NCAC. Use AFSP's customizable social shares to personalize and add some flair to your posts. These can be found on your Donor Drive account as well as on the Walk's website. Now don't forget to share your fundraising link and ask your friends and followers to join you by supporting and giving to your life-saving efforts. And keep in mind, your fundraising link will stay active until June 30th. So if you haven't earned your official 2021 Campus Walk t-shirt, or you don't hit your goal by today, there's still plenty of time to get there. And of course, these tips and so much more can be found at afsp.org/SWWHS. Well, the time has come to get going, so grab your masks, strap on your shoes, and let the 2021 School Without Walls High School Out of the Darkness Campus Walk begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.